could have lost her life at a very young age. But yeah, does anyone have any questions? I'm sorry, I gave like a little summary. We had a long day at the OR today, so if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask.
I have a few if that's all right with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, First of all, how's this patient doing now? When was these last labs, and have has any more been done just to double check and all that since she was, I assume now off steroids completely, but
Yeah. So this was back a few years ago. So like you could say 4 years ago.
mm,
And the last I had results and all of this was around 2 years ago, which everything that I was able to obtain was normal.
okay.
I don't have any additional results that are more recent.
No problem, no problem. And then so it's very good that very impressive that everything resolved. Um, how are they going about the treatment for the original problem? The leaky gut and something about the dermatologist giving antibiotics and
Yes. So that kind of was in the field of like the dermatology, not in the endocrinologist or the primary care. I think that endocrinologist was kind of focused on just curing the Cushing's and getting her through that.
yeah,
But I think the patient herself is avoiding the antibiotics and trying to do more research before she takes any other supplements in general.
yeah,
And our the food we eat also impacts our gut. So any preservatives she has been avoiding, she has been taking on a more natural route, but not with herbal supplements. More
right.
natural in her food, in her diet, in anti-inflammatory tea like spearmint tea.
Mhm.
That's more regulated, you could say.
Good. I'm hoping it's working for her. My last question, I don't know if you would know, especially because it's not FDA approved, you can't report it to the FDA,
Mhm.
but is there a certain place where we can report these kinds of things if we find someone having a very dangerous situation? I mean, to the government somewhere maybe.
Yeah. I was doing research to try to see how this person can go about it. Um, and the number one thing this patient did was contact the herbal specialist, the natural medicine specialist that she went to and tried to present the case. Now, whether they took action in removing this off of the shelf um, is unknown. Like you said, it's not FDA approved, so unfortunately, we can't we can't go to the government to it like again and report it in a way that we could do with other medications that they regulate. However, if she chooses, she could take legal action against the company itself,
Hmm.
and the company itself sells it all over Amazon even.
Oh wow.
So it's easily accessible to patients and people and the public. So if she chooses to take legal action, then she would have to go through the lawyers, and I'm not quite sure if she is capable of doing so. But I
Yeah.
do want to do more
Yeah,
research
you're
in
in a
seeing
position to, I
where
mean,
we
this is
can.
exactly what you're supposed to do, like spread information like this, do a case report, have it published in like a scientific journal or like PubMed. Um, and so people, the word gets out, advertise this. I'm not sure
Yeah,
about like the legality, like, like having, you try your best in getting the patient identifications out as much as possible, but as long as you kind of like spread the
yeah,
information, publish into a journal or whatever, I think as part as like patient advocate, as like physicians, this is what our role could be if we choose to go that route.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I do want to do more research on like how I can, report this so no one else could go through such drastic um, measures or just a case in general. But hopefully, if anyone has information, please let me know.
How was this patient taking this medication daily, once a day? for a year?
Yeah, it was six pills per day for over a year. Yeah, 6 pills per day. And every time she would stop the medication, she'd go back to the specialist, and the specialist would say, "Oh, I think your body is in need of this plant and this property, so that's why you're having reactions when you stop it." But yeah, it's unfortunate, very unfortunate.
I mean, I was looking up the supplement right now. They kind of advertise as like anti or like eczema, that kind of stuff. So yeah, any
Yes.
anti-inflammatory, I'm like, okay, I could definitely use
And someone who is not in medicine, exactly, someone who is not in medicine is not going to understand that or make the connection of, oh, I'm taking this, my eczema is gone, my asthma is better. Any type of like inflammatory diseases is going to get better with steroids, right? They're not going to make the connection that, oh, maybe that this does have some type of steroidal property. Maybe I should look into this more. The average person that's not in medicine is not going to be able to do that.
it. Did she tell any doctor or provider that she's taking this herbal supplement besides the herbal specialist?
Yeah, so actually, she actually took this medication to do different pharmacies. Like we said, they entered it into the Wayne State University Pharmacy Program database. And even the dermatologists themselves, she went to Wayne State University Dermatology as well. And they both said it just has a diuretic property when they entered it into the system. So even the system itself didn't even identify anything. So when the dermatologist said, "Oh, I guess it's just a diuretic. Yeah, just take it if it's helping you. Why not?" But
Mhm.
yeah,
Well, ever the more reason to get this case published and spread the word, right?
yeah, definitely, definitely,
Um,
definitely.
Otherwise, that's all the question I have and Philippe has. Does anyone else have a question? Otherwise, we could pretty much just wrap this presentation up. Alrighty, no worries.
Again, I'm
This
so
pretty much.
sorry. I know.
Oh,
I,
go on.
I, I said again, I'm so sorry. I think if I rushed through it, I'm so sorry if I didn't. I'm not all there today, so I'm not my best. My apologies.
I thought this was a very interesting case presentation. I was able to follow, and it definitely provides a need of do your due diligence as providers. Make sure you understand what your patients are taking and taking the ne extra initiative and actually researching the ingredients, which is definitely very helpful. All right,
Absolutely.
so I think that's pretty much it. So I just want to thank everyone for attending tonight. Thank you, Sarah, for doing this presentation. And I'll just leave the advertisement
Thank
up if
you.
anyone has any presentation they would like to present here at Trinity Think Tank. Please reach out to either Philippe or me. We'll get that set up. And thank you again, Sarah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so
Mhm.
much.
Alrighty, have a good night, everybody.